Chris in The Darkest Timeline. Fight Club. I am talking about it. Man, I'm in a little bit of pain. Oh, God. It hurts so bad. Look at myself. I'm falling apart. No, seriously, this really hurts like hell, man. While I recuperate and pull myself together. Were you aware that there was a Fight Club 2 and 3? Oh, man. Yeah, I wasn't aware until years after I saw Fight Club 1. And honestly, I wish I could unknow this. Why? Because the other two are a mess. Both of them really, really suck, and I don't recommend having to do anything with them. Okay? What, you need more of a reason not to read them? Oh yeah, did I mention that they were comic books? Well, if my word alone won't deter you, then let me at least explain why. I wish I could show you some visuals, but the imaging used in them are a bit dicey, and I'd rather not get my channel striked, okay? Oh, God. Alright, let's go. Fight Club. Were you aware that Fight Club was originally a book before it had a movie with Tom Norton and, Psycho that married the Angelina Jolie lady? Ah, yes, Brad Pitt. Forgive me if the name eludes me. I've kind of given up on Hollywood and tried to forget about it. But yes, Fight Club. Everyone's favorite 1999 film about the common man's struggle against a corporation hive mind lifestyle. Power to the people, as they say. And it's some food for thought for everyone to think about. And it did have an impact on me, as I'm sure it did on many other people. A sonorous war cry for the Vox Populi to take arms against the very people who would seek to exploit their lives and make it meaningless by feeding them great lies as a great pretender to buy into their system of hopes of climbing up some corporate ladder in order to achieve all your goals and dreams of being that super rock star action hero that you were promised. But empty promises is what they gave you. And while I could let alone make a video just talking about Fight Club, we're not here for the good one. Oh, no. Like I said, we're here for the sequels. Fight Club 2 and 3, baby. This one's gonna be a rough one. I hate these books so much. You know the worst part? It's not like someone else came in and decided to take over the IP and, write these because they didn't want to see the end of Fight Club. These were created by the original man, Chuck Palahniuk himself. Now, why would someone who made one of the, probably what I'd consider one of the most prolific books / inspiration for movies in a long time, what was his motivation for deciding to strike out and make Fight Clubs 2 and 3? Well, the answer is pretty simple, and it involves something that drives a lot of people to make a lot of shitty things. Shitty movies, shitty food, shitty decisions. None other than ching money. Frickin' sellout. I guess old Chuck has fallen on hard times or something, so he's trying to capitalize on something that influenced a lot of people and made them think by making some really, really shitty sequels. So we'll start off with the second one. Like I said, I can't show you in the graphics because I guess Chuck, at the end of his wit, can't think of anything really clever and instead has to kind of shock value effect going. And shocking, I guess, but it's not cool. So the thing is with Fight Club 2 is it feels exactly the same as the first one did. It pretty much echoes the same sentiment, but very watered down and not very good. All of it's very vapid, and I really, really can't appreciate this one as I did the first one. It's basically just reiterating itself, but it's not doing a very good job. Have I ever told you the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And have I ever told you the definition of insanity? An old Chucky boy decides to get a little cute and quirky with us by deciding to break the fourth wall. Yes, inside the comic, he puts himself and women that I guess are his writing team or something. I really can't be bothered to fact check it because I'm not going to subject myself to more torture than I already have. But he thinks he's slick and stuff by having himself and explain why his comic is so shitty. It's not a good look to acknowledge that what you're putting out is bad. When you're putting something out bad on purpose, then you're just bad. Some stuff can be appreciated for being bad unintentionally. You could see what they were trying to do, but ultimately kind of failed. And you can't appreciate the effort they put in, but when you intentionally make something bad, like Chuck Boy admits, it comes off as, okay, if it's so bad, then why are you doing this? Oh, that's right, the paycheck. When I say that they really do recycle this, I mean it a lot. Same theme, same message, same characters, just very, very watered down. Angel Face, Robert Paulson, the main character that is named Jack. Well, was given the pseudonym Jack, but we never know for sure. And for whatever reason, they actually give him a name this time. They call him Sebastian in this one. And just to explain the premise a little, the whole thing is, screw it, I'm just referring to him as Jack. Jack and Darla get married, have a kid. Kid starts becoming a mega super terrorist just like Tyler is, because Tyler's genetic, apparently. So basically, Jack and Darla have to go save their kid, meet the same cancer ridden woman who wanted to bang somebody before she died, if you remember her. Tyler ends up using Jack to sleep with a lot of people, including Angel Face, who's now become a brute because he always attends fight clubs. And then it just kind of ends with everyone kind of being buried alive in an explosion. And yeah, I'll explain the ending a little while when we get a little more to the end of this conclusion, alright? Yeah, like I said before, this thing tries a lot of shock value. And it throws in a lot of just open-ended stuff that really doesn't have a reason to be there. Like, for some reason, Chuck had the mega giga-brained idea to have a bunch of children with Hutchinson Guilford progeria, which is different from the thing that Robin Williams had in the movie Jack. Two different diseases, just as an FYI. He has these children for whatever reason asked the Make-A-Wish Foundation go into war zones. And it really doesn't make a lot of sense, and it goes absolutely nowhere. They spout some BS, but I can't be bothered to remember. But let me let you know that the me at that present moment that read it just said, "What the hell is this?" Um, okay, and would you please take it back and reheat it? Because the message is kind of cold here. And once we hit the end of this desecration, the author decides to do another one of those fourth wall breaks where he has the end where everyone kind of supposedly gets trapped underneath the rubble of an explosion and they're all gonna die. And that's when a bunch of Fight Club stands, I guess, show up to his house and say, "Why you killing off these people?" And then Chuck chastises him for not reading the book and only watching the movie because the book has a different ending that he mentions, which he says is supposed to be all the people that came from those help groups that Jack attended, lifted him out of there after he shot himself in the mouth. I can't be bothered to read it. This guy I don't respect at all anymore. Used to, and then I learned about Fight Clubs 2 and 3, and he became the very thing he swore to destroy. A sellout to a corporate ladder lifestyle. So overall, Fight Club 2 gets a 0 out of 10 from me. The story goes absolutely nowhere, has stuff just because the author decides to put himself in the story and kills himself at the end. Well, Tyler kills the author, but yeah, I think it'd still count as a suicide if it's your own creation thing, yes. And all around, it just really, really sucks. Watered down message, same exact message, but like I said, really, really poorly watered down. Characters are empty, they don't mean anything, no emotional attachment like the first one did, no suspense. It sucks overall. 0 out of 10, I would not wipe my ass with it. I don't recommend you reading them for yourselves, but I will put a link to the comic online for free if you want to read it. If for whatever reason you literally have nothing better to do, you'd probably have more fun watching paint dry than this. Christ, man. 6:18 in the morning when I'm doing this recording. Yes, I record the day of my videos, and as I mentioned before, we don't have a script on this show. Let's get the ball rolling again, shall we? Yep, we shall. If the first one sounded bad, well, the second one's a nuclear warhead type level of poor and piss. Very, very, very poor. When I say I really don't recommend this and that watching paint dry is a hell of a lot more fun, I really do mean it. This thing, man. It really, really blows, and I can't emphasize that enough. It's even worse than the second one. Like I said, I will link it in the description, but I don't recommend reading it. Even if it's free, it's still not worth your time. Time is a valuable resource. Watch time flow as the pendulum swings. Keep that in mind. Okay? Man, I hate this. I hate these books so much. Fight Club 3 manages to outdo what number 2 was aiming to do. Shock value, be really, really bad, and just desecrate the goodwill and name of Fight Club 1, which I'll just continue to refer to as Fight Club. After this video is finished, I'm gonna forget that this ever exists, and yeah. Man. What's up with all these really, really poor reboots or long-waited continuations? Cash grab, I know the reason, Chris. God damn it. It's all so tiresome. This one's message isn't. It's nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. And for whatever reason, the main character changes his name again from Sebastian to Balthazar. If I remember correctly, Balthazar is that one villain from The Sorcerer's Apprentice that's trying to awaken Morgana Le Fay. And, not sure why that's relevant, but whatever. So Fight Club 3 has this whole thing where it's like a sex thing. There's a lot of banging. A lot. And it's supposed to be something about some disease. Operation Mayhem goes under a new name. And it honestly just doesn't make a lot of sense. They try to explain this whole thing. It has something to do with being given a black heart after you bang somebody with a black heart. And it's supposed to be about getting out of death or something. It really never makes anything clear, and I think they just made this one just so they could put a bunch of sex stuff. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't go anywhere. And the sex thing is just some random ass plot device that never actually means anything. Also, there's some weird side story about some Asian guy that has a picture frame that he can go through like it's magic, and Project Mayhem is using this picture frame to abduct people for some greater purpose, they call it. But this goes absolutely nowhere. The guy gets caught and nothing happens to him because he gets caught with his friend who has the right t-shirt, and the Project Mayhem guys just kind of like salute and nothing happens to him. And towards the end, you find out that somehow Project Mayhem is full of time-traveling terrorists, and they've captured people from different eras of history. So thank you, Chuck, for making a pointless side story that doesn't go anywhere. You useless old bag. Come on, Chuck, you're 58. You have a husband, no kids. Go spend time with your husband. Put down the paper, pen. You're clearly not fit for this anymore, man. Go home, man. Go enjoy retirement for whatever the hell that is. You old bag. And this one really tries to have a selling point that Chuck even brings up in an interview about it. That friendship is magic. Where he really tries to sell it that, that Jack and Tyler are gonna be buddy-buddy and not trying to murder each other. And they're going to be friends and team up. It's gonna be great to see these two teaming up instead of trying to kill each other for once. Ha 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 ha. Man. So to summarize the story, basically Jack and Marla have another kid that Marla's pregnant with, and Jack ends up cheating on his wife, but it's because of Tyler, and this one lady tries to make him spread the black sex mark. And, their son from the last one, kind of has to watch his mother get mouth forced. I'm not explaining any more than that. And then they bring the same old cancer-ridden lady that was with the war children of the last one. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. She, for whatever reason, decides to have this illness that affects children and continue living. Something about living and dying so many times, I really couldn't care. Well, either way, they just have this scrawny, old-looking, cancer-riddled woman get gangbanged. I think it's supposed to be participating in an orgy or something to get those numbers up, because you need a certain number of initiates Like a pyramid scheme. You reach out and you draw on some more people, and then it repeats itself over. I, God, what the hell? So, after everyone kind of bangs it out and everything, for whatever reason, there's something about God and how the new child that Marla's pregnant with is going to be the Messiah and save everybody. And Tyler is supposed to be an angel. I really, really don't understand. None of it's worth the time. None of it's worth the effort of trying to reread this piece of shit. I can't express my dismay. Ah, man. No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. So at the end of it, Jack, his wife Marla, and his son all go to the promised land in the painting where Project Mayhem, I don't know, they're digging around or something, bringing people there for something I really couldn't care. Tyler has a talk with God, something about being his angel. And then the child that Marla gives birth to ends up a normal child and goes to a normal ass family instead of these freaks. Man, I really don't understand it, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. I'm too afraid to ask because he'll probably give some long winded explanation, and I don't want to be lectured about this really, really poor ass comic. So let's just end that right there. I don't recommend reading it, but if you do, like I said, link will be in descriptions. This one doesn't even get a valid score. It doesn't even hit 0. It's below 0. It absolutely goes nowhere. The plot is all over the place. It, I don't know, tries to play it like a buddy film, but I guess it's a comic. So, a buddy comic with Tyler and Jack. There's paintings involved that lead to another paradise. Marla Singer tries to get some D, doesn't get it, then gets forced to give oral before murdering the guy. Her and Jack, I don't know, go ascend to heaven or whatever the hell Project Mayhem's doing. God's involved. Old miniature cancer ridden lady. Gangbang. I don't recommend it. Save yourself. Don't even try to read it. Like I said, unless you literally have nothing better to do, then I'll leave it in. You could always go try to paint a painting or write a book or work out or watch your favorite movie, play your favorite video game. There's a lot of things you can do in this life, and I don't think this is one of those things you need. Go do something else you enjoy. Don't do what I did. I regret it, and I will never get that time back. But at least now I can serve as a PSA warning. Yeah, don't read this one. Not even a page. And now I'm all put together just like Humpty Dumpty. So since I won't have a new video out until after the week of Christmas, even though I am a bit of a Grinch, have a happy holidays. I'll probably see you before New Year's, but just in case I don't, have a happy New Year's. Make sure you guys have some cranberries and some biscuits. I really like those. So have some of that. Open your presents. Have some eggnog. And I'll be seeing you dudes another time. I do hope you enjoy Cyberpunk. And yeah. So stay toasty, and I'll see you on the other side of the day. Adios.